Computer tell on me and the phone tell on me. Hello, hello, good evening, and welcome in to Let's Talk About That Fuck Nigga Shit. I am your host, Mo. Tonight's topic, ask yourself, is it me? Ask yourself, is it me? If you come up in here, please, I hope that you have read the assignment. Because if you read the assignment, this is going to be easy for you to understand. You hopefully, if you have never realized it or never figured it out, I hope that this revolutionizes the way that you think. I hope it enlightens the way that you are. Because we miss this. A lot of us miss this mark. I've missed it before myself. Hello, I'm well. Thank you for asking. I've missed it before myself. I don't know if you got the assignment, but the assignment was to read 2 Samuel 12, verses 1 through 10. And this is not about religion. This is not about beliefs. This is a real life lesson. Yeah, it's a real life lesson. And that's why I think it's important that you read it first, because when I talk about it, I'm not going to read it. I will be paraphrasing it because I want you to get it and I want you to understand. So I want to speak in terms that others may understand instead of assuming that everyone knows exactly what it was saying. So hopefully you read it, because I will only be paraphrasing it. It will not be exact, but we got to get it together. We have to get it together. I know a lot of us work from a place of being guarded, right? That's how a lot of us are. We work from a place of being guarded. And that's understandable, right? Because, people tend to take your intimate details that you've shared and they tend to use that against you. I know that. That's understandable. But here's what I want you to think about when you're thinking about that. If you face your past and not run from your past, then you clearly learned from it, right? And if you learn from your past and it is truly your past, it's no longer you, then there's nothing anyone can say about your past that would change who you are right now, right? Because it's your past that brought you to the understanding that you have now. So don't run from it, face it, and make sure you learn from it. Because people will definitely try and use your past to destroy you, right? But sometimes too, your past can be used to make you come to the realization of things. You didn't answer me. I just want to know if you read 2 Samuel, verse 12. I'm sorry, book 12, chapter 12, verse 1 through 10. Verses 1 through 10. This is an important message. It is important that you get that understanding. Hello, hello. It is important that you get that understanding. That whole situation is fire, and we are all guilty. We're guilty of it. We're guilty. Basically, it's like saying this. I come to you and I want to talk to you. Say, hey, I want to have a conversation with you, run this past you. Tell me what you think about this, right? And I say to you, check this out. This person came to my house. They stole my food. They stole my cleaning lady. They stole my man, all this stuff, right? I tell you this. Okay, Bubblegum? I tell you this. And you say to me, based on what I tell you, you say to me, that person deserves to die. That's what you say, right? That person deserves to die. Based on what I just told you that person did to me. And then I turn around and tell you, that person is you. You did that to me. It was you. Now, you just judged very harshly, right? And you wanted that person to die for what you heard me tell you that this person did. You were ready to sentence that person to death. But as soon as you find out that it's you that I'm speaking of, suddenly there's a measure of grace that you want. There's a measure of forgiveness that you're seeking. There's a level of understanding that you expect from me because we know one another, right? But I want you to go back to your first response when you didn't realize that it was you that committed the offense. I want you to go back to that, right? Because this is where I always say, if you ever want to measure your humanity, take something that's bad that's going to happen to someone that you either dislike or don't know, right? Replace that person with yourself or someone that you love, right? And if you could still hand out that same level of scrutiny, right? That same level of punishment, that is how you measure your humanity. But if you want it to suddenly, thank you, if you want it to suddenly change, you want the punishment to be lessened. You want the punishment to change because it's you or someone you love. That is what the mindset you have to take into any judgment that you may have, right? Because if you don't think it's right to happen to you and someone that you love, then how can you stand by it being right to happen to someone else? Now, remember, when you put yourself in that position, you're not putting yourself in that position as a person with clean hands. You're putting yourself in the position of that. You did it. There's no question. You did it. You're putting yourself in that position, just like they did it. You're putting yourself in that position. So why was it okay that that was going to happen to them, but it's not okay that it happens to you? And this is why I tell you, remove the person and address the problem. Stop addressing the person. Remove the person. Because if you keep addressing the person, you allow for one of two things, right? Well, actually three things. One, to either be, it's biased regardless. Which side are you on? Hello, it's biased. Hey, how you doing? Whatever side you're on. It's biased, right? But you allow for yourself to not render the proper judgment and understanding because you like the person, right? Or you allow yourself to render a harsh punishment because you dislike the person. Or you allow yourself just to sit on the fence because you neither like nor dislike the person. So it doesn't affect you, so you don't care. That goes back to NIMBY, which I always speak about, right? But if we remove the person, this person does not exist, this problem exists. And look at the problem. And we judge that situation based on exactly what we know to have taken place, right? The problem, not the person. And then when you do that, when you do that, the proper judgment is then rendered. You have now rendered the proper judgment because you are now talking about the problem and not about the person. And if you can change your mind on the judgment that you were ready to render because you like this person, then you're being dishonest with yourself and your integrity is questionable. So do you really want to allow your integrity to be questionable based on a person? Now, one of the things we've learned for a fact through social media, and I'm talking about all parts of social media, not just TikTok, Facebook, all that, right? One of the things we learned for a fact is these hoes ain't loyal. We learned that, didn't we? Don't we know very well? People will switch up on you like they change underwear. We know this to be true. Why do we know it to be true? Because if it haven't happened to you, you've watched it happen to someone else, right? People who you thought were thick as thieves switch up on each other for the smallest things. So why would you allow your integrity to be questioned for anyone? Like I said, I don't care if it's my mother. If she's wrong, she's wrong. Now, the way I deliver the news to her that she is wrong, it may be a little different than I would deliver it to a person in the street. But nonetheless, I'm not going to change it being wrong because it's my mother. And this is why we have to stop having a respect for person, a respect for finances, a respect for legacy and family background. We have to stop doing that. This is why it is imperative that we remove the person and address the problem. You cannot misstep that way. And if they get angry with you because of that, that is a them problem, and it is not a you problem. You know, one of the things that I've realized when it comes to social media, we sure do allow a lot of motherfuckers that we really don't care about to make us care about what they think about us or what they think about what we are and what we are not doing. Why is that? I'm dead, King. Why is that? Why? Why do we allow these people so much power? Why do we feel the need to answer to these people? Look in the mirror. Sometimes what is being said is you. It is you. You have committed the offense. And so when you know you're guilty of committing offenses, I think it's damn hypocritical for you to then chastise someone else that are committing those same offenses, right? And I'm talking about you've committed the offense and you have not made amends for it. You have not done that. I'm not talking about, remember, your past. You learned from it. So therefore, it cannot hurt you today. And quite possibly, it is the reason why you are who you are today. So that's not going to hurt you, right? That's not going to change your disposition or your position on something, right? A lot of people one of my favorite parts in the movie 8 Mile, right? Remember, if you guys remember, he kept revealing Rabbit's life to him, and it was embarrassing, and he hadn't faced it, and he hadn't learned to accept it. So Rabbit kept not being able to speak. Right? He took the life out of him. He took the wind out of him. But my favorite part of that movie is when he got up there, he rapped out his whole entire life, basically, his situation, basically, and said, now here, tell these people something they don't know about him. What did Rabbit do right there in that minute? He took his power back. He took the power that he had given Clarence back. Because remember, Clarence went to private school. Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. Remember all that. And what happened to Clarence? Because see, Clarence had not faced his past. Clarence had not learned to live with or accept that was his past. So when that was brought up, he was embarrassed. He was shamed. And the same tactic that he had used over and over again to kill his opponent had just become the thing that killed him. The thing that killed him. Stop allowing people to use your past against you. Stop allowing people to invalidate who you know you are right now. by bringing up your past. And stop allowing people to play in your face. Because see, that's that fuck nigga shit. You want to play in my face? You want to tell me that you didn't do this? You want to come chastise me? Aren't you guilty of this? Is this the man? Didn't you do this? Is this the woman? Ain't that you? Did you fix that? Before you come with your hypocritical self to tell me, no, I ain't, shut up. Before you come with your hypocritical self, well, I am if you say I am. I mean, hey, you got some shit you want to confess, go and confess your sins, okay? I don't think it's fair that we do stuff like that, right? I don't believe in it. And if someone approaches you with something that you've done and you know you've done it, right? And you become defensive about it, again, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That Nathan did not care what David felt about the news that he had just brought to him. Nathan didn't care for two reasons. One, Nathan feared a higher power. But more than anything, Nathan was David's friend. He was his real friend. And he wanted David to see himself. So he was tired of David faking fun. He was tired of the hypocrisy. And so he had to let him understand and know. And so what he did was he presented it to him in a way that anybody, hello, with common sense would show their real feelings about what's happening. See, he caught David off guard. David was not thinking that he was about to be exposed. David was not thinking that he was about to be held accountable. So he was caught off guard. And so when Nathan said the things to him, David searched his memory bank for it. No, this ain't right. No, nobody should do nothing like that. And David didn't say this person should be jailed or they should be excommunicated. He said that person should be dead. And he was talking about himself. And he was talking about himself. Please, sometimes look within. Look within. You have to sometimes just say, you know what, wait a minute. Is it me? Or sometimes just remove the person, people, period, and look directly at the situation. Like, Nathan brought that situation to David with no address on it. He did not put an address on it. He just presented the problem. And David's solution was to kill the person, not even realizing he was the problem, right? He was the person who committed the offense. He's the one that did this thing. And just in that minute, you got to see David's true heart and his true feelings on both sides. Well, if it's not me, kill him. Oh, wait, it's me. I need mercy. Things that make you say, Okay, and so let me address something because a couple of people wanted to know why did I say read 2 Samuel 12 verses 1 through 10. They have a personal problem with the Bible. So, and to the person and people that ask why I would have somebody read the Bible, I would ask you, is the Bible not a book? We do read books, correct? It's a book like all other books. We read books. So you do know we can learn from things that we are in opposition to. We can still learn. This is where, again, here you go. This is a perfect prime example of why you have to remove the person and look at the situation. Do you know a lot of us will reject truth and facts just because of the person, the messenger? We will reject the message because of the messenger. That's something we also have to stop. The message is going to be the message, regardless of who the messenger is. It does not change. The message. Remove the person. Remove the person. Hear the message. Remove the person. See the problem. We will all have better lives the day that we show. We're looking at the situation. We're looking at the problem. We're hearing the message, not the person. Because then you can well receive it and you can get what you are supposed to get. A lot of us are repeating the same lesson. Why? Because we rejected the messenger. Therefore, we missed the message. And so guess what? You now have to repeat that step. You have to do it all over again. Because you rejected the message just because who the messenger was. Let's stop doing that, right? That is again a problem with looking at the person. That's what that is. You're looking at the person. And I heard some other things that pissed me off. Y'all know I'm going to talk about things and I'm going to talk about it calmly as possible. And I'm not going to put an address on it because I don't want you to see the person. I want you to see the problem. So here's what happened. We have a problem of calling people or saying people are not Black. I just dropped a video about maybe an hour or two ago of Malcolm X. I dropped this video. And here's what I want us to start doing. And please, more than anything, when I say something, remember, I want to provoke thought. Just consider what I'm saying. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I just want you to consider what I'm saying to you. I hope I provoke enough thought for you to research for your own self what's being said to you. Reason why I really wanted you to read 2 Samuel 12 yourself is you'll retain it better. I could have read it to you. I could have said what it was, but you wouldn't retain that like you will if you go and read it yourself. I want you to consider what I'm saying. I want to provoke thought that will hopefully cause you to research and learn for yourself. Don't believe it because I'm saying it. Right? Believe it because you believe it to be true. You believe it to be so. That's what I want you to do. So I have overheard people more than once saying, oh, they're not Black. They're not Black. Because of something that they did. They're not Black. Well, I don't want you to say that they're not Black. I just want you to categorize which Black they are. Just like Malcolm X did. What did he say, y'all? He said we got two types. Remember, we got the house Negro and we got the field Negro. Just categorize them. That's all. Don't say they ain't Black. Let's just categorize which Black they are. Are they the house Negro or are they the field Negro? Because see, you can't say the house Negro. You know why you can't say the house Negro? Because the house Negro don't realize he in danger. The house Negro thinks he's safe. He believes he's getting a fair shake. It ain't nothing wrong being done to him, right? The field Negro want to get out of here because the field Negro knows shit ain't right. So don't say that they're not Black. Just categorize which Black they are. We can't take people's Blackness away from them because they don't line up to our ideology. They don't believe what we believe. They don't behave the way we behave. They don't move how we move. But we can put everybody and everything in a category. So yeah, they're Black. Just which one? Just which one? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is how we have to do it. Stop I mean, because we feed into a lot of the negativity that is surrounded with us being Black, period, right? So we don't want to. Exactly. You know, we had that conversation quite often. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you, especially if Harriet Tubman would have taken you out. I'm not going to argue with you. I should not have to fight with you to make you realize you need to be saved. If I have to convince you, if I have to fight with you to prove to you that you need to be saved, baby, I'm going to step over your dead bones and I'm going to get where I got to go. I'm not doing this. I am not convincing you that you are in danger. If you're not convinced that you are in danger, you will truly be left behind. This is what we need to learn how to do. Stop trying to bring everybody along. Everybody ain't going, and everybody ain't supposed to go. You do realize that, right? You do realize that. Hey, stop trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. We can't save these hoes. Leave them there. I'm done. Leave them there. Leave them there. I mean, I don't know what else we can do with these people. It has been decades, centuries, right? This has been going on for centuries. If people don't realize the danger that they're in, if they don't want to face the danger that they're in, or if they believe the little bit of comfort that they have makes them not at risk, causes them to not be at risk, then who am I? Who am I? Who am I to tell them that they're at risk? Honey, stay right there. Stay right there. Stop trying to force people. Don't force them. Listen, I sit up on these social media apps and I look at some of these people that follow other people. And again, I don't care about the people. I care about the problem. I have witnessed time and time and time again, people willing to make excuses. I've been one of those people too, at a certain point. People willing to make excuses for bad behavior because they like the person. People willing to accept the lies because they like the person. Or people just willing to flat out turn a blind eye because they like the person. Shut up. Because they like the person, right? They like the person. That is dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. Because see, that is where the cult-like mindset come in at. The cult-like following. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes in at. But here's the thing. If they are adults and they are making these decisions to do it, to follow it, to believe it, to uphold it, who are we? Leave them. Especially if you don't know them. How many of these people online do we really know in real life? Well, I got a better question. Forget that question. Rewind. Rewind. How many of these people that you even want to know in real life? How many? We all know we have followers that we don't want no parts of in real life. We have supporters that we don't want no parts of in real life, that we will not allow anywhere near our real life. We know that. So why do we keep feeling the need to save all these people that are making the decision to be hoodwinked, to be bamboozled, to be led astray? Thank you, Malcolm X, even though he didn't say bamboozled. Why? Yes, I know it's in the movie, but he really didn't say that. He didn't say bamboozled. He said everything else. He said the rest of that. He just didn't say bamboozled when he said that. Why? Why do we feel the need to say these folks? Stop. You can't save somebody that don't realize they're in danger and that don't want to accept that they're in danger and that damn sure don't know their worth. A lot of these people don't understand or know their worth. A lot of these people have been rejected and abandoned, and they're looking for something to believe in. A lot of these people, a lot, not a few, not a handful. No, it's a few and a handful that realize their worth. It's a few and a handful that are not suffering from abandonment issues, that are not suffering from issues of being rejected. There's only a handful of us. There's a lot of people that are. And so they're looking for anywhere to be heard, to feel loved, to feel included, to feel a part, to believe in something. And as much as we want to save them, we cannot cause the whole entire move to fail. Because that's what happens. This is why Harriet Tubman made the decision on that road to freedom. Her gun was not for the white people. Her gun was not for the slave catchers. Her gun was for the Negro that decided on this road they wanted to turn back. Because you're not going to go sell us out. You are not going to go tell the route we take, the people that help us. So I got a bullet for you. Why do we keep trying to save these people? Stop. Let them be. Let them stay right there and keep pushing. And for those that are hypocrites, that are in your camp, either you do what Nathan did to David or remove yourself. Remove yourself. I don't understand why we have such a hard time being alone. Just because the opinion is popular don't mean it's right. Just because the opinion is popular don't mean you should be doing it or you should be agreeing with it. Most of the time, it is the things that are unpopular that are the right things. The truth is way harder to believe than a lie that has been proven. It's a sin that has been proven to be a fact. So if these people can't see past the people, because a lot of people we have watched have bonded together based on their dislike of a person or of a group of people. Why? Because they're looking at the person and the people and not the problem. The person and the people and not the problem. Get it together. Hey, we are never going to get out of where we are if we're not willing. We're not willing to call out the people that we're good with. If we're not willing to hold the people that we're good with accountable. Do you understand? In 2 Samuel 12, verse 1 through 10, it goes on after that, but David had all right to kill Nathan. David was the king. He could have had Nathan killed for calling him out. Nathan didn't care. See, that's that good old saying. You know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything or everything. That's what that is. Nathan understood. He had to make a stand. He had to take a stand. He couldn't just watch this keep going on. And he knew very well that he could lose his life. Because if the man's pride takes over, he's going to want to kill him because he's just showed him his problem, right? He's just showed him, hey, you're the problem. This is the problem right here. You are guilty of it. Love you to death, but you're guilty of it. Where we at, y'all? Where we at? What Kappa did today in that live was very honorable. Was very honorable. She did not care. She knew that what was happening was wrong, and she took a stand. She said, hey, I don't fuck with you. And if you fuck with him, I ain't fucking with you. You know, that's how we have to be. We have to stop being afraid of being alone. We have to stop being afraid of being outside of the group, the crew, the popular kids. We have to stop and stand on our integrity, stand on our beliefs. We have to. Absolutely. We have to. Because if we don't, we'll have what we've been running around seeing on TikTok for the last couple of years. It'll just continue and it'll continue to grow, right? It'll continue and it'll continue to grow. Do you know how many people, if you've ever watched these shows after people have left cults, right? If you ever watch them speak about it, right? You'll hear the same sentiment over and over and over again, right? You'll hear the same sentiment. They were doing it basically because everybody else was doing it. They thought it was right because everybody else was doing it. You'll hear that over and over and over again. Mob rule. You'll hear that over and over and over again. These people were not thinking for themselves. They were mindless drones. Mindless drones, which takes me to one of the things I talked about on the first FNS show that I did, where think. Remember, think, right? Before you do something, think. Will it add to the truth? Think. That's the T. Even if what I add is true, is it helpful? Think. That's the H. Helpful is the H. Is it inspiring? Inspiring is the I. Is it necessary? Necessary is the N. Is it knowledgeable? Is someone going to learn? Will someone learn and possibly change their actions? Right? Remember, I don't know what she's saying. And remember, more than anything, just because it's the truth doesn't mean you have to be the one to say it, or it has to be said right then and there. Let's keep that in mind. Let's remember that. This thing is hard. Life is hard because we're gonna take missteps, right? So it's hard if you haven't come to the realization, or you haven't humbled yourself enough to realize you're human, you're going to make mistakes. It is not the mistake that you made. It is what you do once you have been alerted of the mistake that you made. It is what you do once it has been brought to your attention. It's the very next thing you do after that. If the first thing you do is defend, you need to grow. You have some growing to do. You have some growing to do. And that's okay, because we've all been there at some point, at some time. As long as you're willing, you have to be willing and open for that kind of dialogue. Nathan had to trick David into hearing what was being said, into hearing what others had already seen, had already discovered, had already realized. He had to trick him. Whatever. He had to trick him, right? But once David realized it, if you go further into it, you'll see he prayed and asked for forgiveness. Once he realized it, right? It's okay to make mistakes. It's what you do in the face of those mistakes. It's what you do once you know you've made that mistake. I want you guys, honestly, I want to provoke thought. More than anything else, I want to provoke thought. I want you thinking all the time. Think. All the time, especially before you speak, especially before you jump off feet first into something. We watch that play out as well. If you just apply those principles of think, yeah, life will be a whole lot easier. It'll be a whole lot easier. Hey, I'm tired. We too old. It's gone too far, right? We don't have the time that we thought we had to change the world. We don't have that time. It's been proven to us that before a lot of people make the changes necessary, they'd rather burn it to the ground, right? We've watched that play out. We've watched insurrections play out because an insurrection play out because they didn't want to make the proper change, right? So it's evident we don't have the time that we think that we have. Oh, you muted you. I'm done. We don't have the time that we thought we had, right? And we can't waste time on the people that don't want to be saved. We can't waste time on the people that don't think that they're in any danger. We have to focus and concentrate on those that really want to go, that really want to make the change, that really want to do the right thing. Focus your attention there. Focus your attention there. It is the right thing to do. Stop allowing people to play in your face. No capital. Stop allowing people to play in your face. Stop allowing people to tell you the sky purple when it's blue as hell. Stop allowing people to tell you it's raining when they pissing on your head. Stop. If you think, right, before you agree, before you disagree, thank you. Before you agree, before you disagree, think about it. Research it. Remove the people. Remove the people. When you remove the people and you just look at the situation, the problem, hear the message, I bet you'll change your mind on a whole lot of things that you feel. A whole lot of things that you feel about people because you're, again, weighing the person, not the problem. I'm dead. I don't skate. I bike ride. I don't skate. Listen, again, I hope that I provoke you to think. When I teach you, I'm teaching me as well, right? I'm never above learning. We make people deities. And when we make people deities, we tend, one or two things happen. They can never do no wrong. And then when it's proven that they do wrong, we really want to just altogether throw them away because we put them there. We've made them deities. They didn't make themselves deities. We did. And so now when we see that they are not what we thought they were or what we made them out to be, we want to throw them out. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. We want to throw them out. You did that. Because I can guarantee you the signs were already there. And you ignored the signs. Absolutely. You ignored the signs. Don't be mad at them because you didn't do your due diligence. Don't be mad at them because they actually showed you who they were and you refused to believe it. That's not their fault. It's your fault. I've watched time and time again people make pastors into these people that are above reproach, into these people that cannot do any wrong. I've watched it time and time and time again. You will take the human being out of that situation. You've made them above doing wrong. And then when they fall from grace, you want to throw them away. Like you don't make mistakes also, right? Let's not do that. Let's not set our expectations that high of people. And when they show us who they are, let's believe that they are who they are. Look, I got another poem for you guys. Again, this is written by me, so I will perform it. And this is why I say what I said when I said just put them in the right category. Do not take do not take the blackness away from them. Just put them in the right category. And this is why. Because we really can't take it away from them, regardless. So let's just put them in the right category. Either you're a house nigga or a field nigga. And you don't have to choose that. You can choose whichever, category you want to put it in. I'm just doing that because I really appreciate it when Malcolm X said that. Because it's true for me. So it says, I was black when I was in my mother's womb. I was born black. I was black when I learned to speak. I was black when I learned to walk. I was black when I learned to read. I was black when I had my black children. Truth is, I will die black. But I am a human being. And that does not mean I want to die because I am black. See, we can't take their blackness from them because they were born that way. Even before they ever took their first breath, they were black. Which black are you? Which black are you? Your actions will reveal. Because no matter what I say, no matter which black I assign to myself, my actions will reveal who I really am every time. My actions will tell the truth on me. Categorizing. Yeah, you black, but this is black you are. Don't let these people get to you like that. Don't let these people lie to you. Don't let these people play on your top. Don't let these people fool you. Don't let them chastise you with their hypocrisy. Don't let them do it. Don't let them embarrass you, because a lot of times you jump out feet first and you end up having to eat crow because you jumped out feet first. Take away the person. Look at the situation. A lot of times you be quiet when you do that. Think. When you're in that thinking process, you're removing the person. And you're looking at the actual situation. You're looking at the actual problem. Or you're not looking at the messenger, but you're hearing the message. Again, I desire nothing more but to provoke thought. Consider what I'm saying. Just consider it. You ain't got to believe it. Just consider it. Might change your mind. Might enlighten you. Might enlighten you. Now listen, everything you hear on Let's Talk About That Fuck Nigga Shit, it is not a professional opinion. It is my personal belief. It is my personal opinion. If you disagree with it, you have every right to. You have every right to. But do me a favor. Don't argue about it. Don't argue with me and tell me I'm wrong. Prove I'm wrong. I can't argue with the proof. I won't argue with the truth. Just prove it. We ain't got to argue and fight about it. Just prove it. I'll accept it. I will accept it. All right, coming to a close, y'all. Coming to a close. I want to do this next Sunday. It's hard, you guys. It's hard because I have like 5 projects going right now. It is hard. I have a movie that I'm trying to get funded. Thank you, darling. That I'm trying to get funded. And I have 2 budgets for that movie, and it depends on which route I take. That will be the budget that I present. One of them is $12 million. One of them is $50 million. I was trying to see if I could play the video behind me. I don't think that I can. What I will be doing is I will be dropping that video, right? And it's just a tease. It's only 28 seconds long. It's a tease of what I want to do. The name of the movie, if it keeps its name, which I don't see why I would change it, is The Monster They Created. The log line is forced resistance. The monster they created, forced resistance. And I promise you, we win, y'all. We win. I'm tired of going to the movie theaters and seeing us get ahead, and we make all these leaps and bounds only to lose in the end. Only to lose in the end. Not only do we win, Black women did it again. Not only do we win, Black women did it again. We are amazing. There's nothing like us. Nothing like us. Nothing. I'm sorry. Women are amazing, period. But Black women, baby, there's nothing like us. We cannot be duplicated. There is nothing like us. Nothing. And when it all turn around, and when we all realize who we really are, it will be a Black woman or a host of Black women that did it. Period. I believe that. Not just because I'm a Black woman, but because I know it to be true. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. I know it to be true. That old saying, behind every good man is a good woman, I know that to be true. I know it to be true. Look at you. I'm dead. Can't talk about girl power. I know it to be true. I want you guys, that's how I want to be supported. If I have books, I want you to purchase the books, right? I prefer pushing my content. I push your content, you push my content, I follow you, you follow me. We build like this. We get the money from the sources that we need to get the money from. I don't want you sending me your hard-earned money that you probably barely have any of, because times are hard. Shit is expensive. My eggs are $8 a dozen. It's hard out here. So if we have other avenues by which we can get money, which we can make money, we should utilize those other avenues, right? You guys all know. We've all heard it. We've watched time and time again. They say sex sells, sex sells, sex sells. Y'all remember that, right? We are no longer in the era of sex sells. We've been out that era. Drama sells right now. It is drama that sells. And the only people that can change that are you and I. Are you and I. We're the only. I'm done. King, you always got to do something. I'm going to moot you. Let's kill the notion that all we're good for is drama. We win, y'all. The monster they create, forced resistance. We win, y'all. All right, y'all. I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and hear me. I I thank you for supporting. Let's talk about that fuck nigga shit. I hope to be back here next Sunday, same time, same place. All right? Until then, be safe out there. Be safe out there.